Hello, welcome to my UFC 225 picks and predictions. Today is the 4th of June 2018, Monday here in New Zealand. Yeah, pretty happy. It's a public holiday here today, so I got to do make my picks this morning, study the fights. I studied some yesterday, and get the video up nice and early this week. So that usually, the ones I've got up earlier have got heaps more views and interaction than other ones. So happy to be getting it up early this week. Excited about the card. Contacts first, my Twitter and Instagram, louknux, and my email, louknux@gmail.com. Not feeling the greatest today. Had a lazy as fuck weekend, and then had a little box this morning. I'm fatigued, but yeah, short work week for me, and then fights on Sunday, so really looking forward to that. And after a lot of humming and hawing, think I've found some good value on this card. Originally looking at it, I was kind of struggling. Shout out to 10 Silly Diva from YouTube, who pointed out to me the Santiago Ige fight, which I'd intended to look at. Well, I wasn't sure where I was going with it, but yeah, 10 Silly Diva gave me some good advice on that fight, and I think we got value there. So without further ado, I'll get into my picks. Just wonder if anyone else is on Bet MMA on the website there. Like, I entered some picks this morning, and the odds have come up crazy. So I don't know, some mistake there, but I'm sure they'll fix it up. Anyhow, so first pick, I think his first fight of the card as well, is Mike Santiago versus Dan Ige. People who are paying close attention will have seen Ige fight Julio Arce in his debut. Arce, of course, getting that great win last weekend, and systematically demolished Ige in Ige's debut. I think in this fight, the line favors Ige, and it seems like it might just be on stats and not looking at actual ability. So Santiago has a lot of submission losses, I think like 8 or something, and his record doesn't look that great. So yeah, I think Ige is getting favored there, but if you watch both guys, I think Santiago's had tough fights against pretty good competition. Like, he battled with Mads Burnell, and we saw just recently what kind of the wrestling tenacity and grind Burnell puts on dudes, and Santiago was like competing in the grappling with him. So yeah, I think overall, I think Santiago can I think he's the better striker out of the two. He's a really accurate striker, actually. And then I think he can compete with Ige in the grappling, if not better him. So I think Santiago is better wherever this fight goes. Santiago has a real nice so he puts heaps of pressure on his opponent, and as he's closing distance, he'll switch stance. It looks supernatural, and is quite difficult for an opponent to deal with. We saw Ige have trouble with the southpaw Arce, and Santiago, also a southpaw, but also switches as he closes distance, and I think Ige is going to have trouble with that. Santiago's real experienced. He's tough as fuck. You see him. So he fought as a beat. I don't know if that was his debut. I think it might have been fought as a beat in his debut. So tough fight, and Zabit like hit him with some hard shots, and Santiago kept coming forward, kept competing. He ended up getting choked out in the second round, but man, I think Zabit might be one of the most talented fighters we've seen come into the UFC. It remains to be seen how good he is, but I suspect he's definitely a contender, if not a future champion. And Santiago was like competing with him on the feet, so he's definitely not a bum. And he's had two really tough fights. He's had Zabit, then Mads Bernal, and he's lost both his UFC fights. And I think he's going to come out really wanting that win, because I think he's UFC level, and he will be able to get some wins in the UFC. How far he goes, that's debatable, but I definitely think he has more of a future than Dan Ige. He's got a good clinch game, good scrambles, and yeah, just think better everywhere. So I put 4 units on Mike Santiago, and he's paying like $2, so good value there. Next pick, I've gone little, I don't know, there's quite a bit of potential value on this card on heavyweights. Obviously, betting on heavyweights is scary because everything can change in a second, but I have put a what did I put on him? I put 4 units on Tuivasa. Haven't really seen too much of what Ty can do in there. His 2 UFC fights have been over relatively quickly, but he looks good, and largely betting on momentum here. I know Arlovski's won 2 in a row, but he is old and he's going to be smaller, and we have seen him tire. Not too sure about Tuivasa's gas tank, but he looks pretty good in there. He's huge, obviously, but he's very mobile, very fast. Yeah, he likes to pick his shots, and when he does pick his shots, he really commits to them. And yeah, not afraid to exchange. His wrestling defense looks pretty decent. He surprisingly as well too. So I think Rashad Coulter, is that his name? Got him down a couple times. Tuivasa got back up really quickly. Yeah, I'm just kind of counting here on Tai Tuivasa. He's only like 24 or something, so I think we will see big improvements in his game. I think he's come into the UFC, blasted his first 2 opponents, and his momentum is definitely on the upward, whereas Arlovski has had his ups and downs over the last few years. It should be noted that I think Arlovski has a crazy record, as like he's paid out as the underdog like 5 times or something. He's also lost 5 times as the underdog, but you know, you might fancy that. But yeah, I think Arlovski's also been knocked out like over 10 times or something, so I fancy Ty to clip him early on, and I think first round this fight should be over. Tuivasa hasn't lost yet. Yeah, it's got to happen sometime. He's 9-0, I think. But I don't think it's going to be in this fight. I don't think Arlovski's going to be the guy to stop him. And pretty confident Tuivasa gets the win there. Just going to have a look. I think he was paying like $1.58. Something in that field. I'll just check that quickly. Where is it? Tuivasa. Yeah, I got him paying $1.58. So pretty confident in that one there. Next two bets were not ones I expected to make, but looking into it, looking into these fights further, because I just wanted to make, I wanted to address the co-main and the main event in this video. So I started looking at them, and then I got pretty confident picks on them. So first fight, the Colby versus RDA fight, I had not given it much thought, and then began studying the fight for the purpose of just discussing it in this video, because I don't want to just make my picks and then ignore the main events or the really important fights. I want to talk about them. So started looking at them, and I think Colby has a pretty clear advantage here. RDA has a bad record against wrestlers. All his losses are to guys that can wrestle, and just given the size difference, and I know the pace Colby puts on guys, he's so relentless. You'd have to, you think about RDA's path to victory in this fight, and he needs to keep Colby off him, and I don't think he has the power to. You've seen Colby in fights get clipped, and he remains relentless, and it's against guys who probably have more power than RDA. Quite possibly RDA will have to put away his kicks in this fight, which are a big weapon for him. I think if he tries to kick Colby, Colby's going to grab that leg and drive him to the ground, so he may have to put away the kicks and rely on the hands. He's going to have a reach disadvantage. Colby, despite not having great striking, he's happy to exchange. I think he's got a good chin and he trusts it, so he will exchange and then shoot and take you down. If you get back up, he'll pin you against the fence and then trip you, and just that rinse and repeat wrestling style. And watch the Dong Yong Kim fight, and Dong Yong Kim is huge and known for physically pressuring his opponents, and Colby just put it on him for 3 rounds and controlled that fight, and just so relentless. I don't think RDA only has, what does he have? He's got he's finished one fight on the feet in the last 5 years, and then he's got 1 sub in the last 5 years. So he's not really finishing guys. He's gone up, so I don't think he's a super powerful striker at 170. And I think that's his path to victory, is to get Colby out of there. Otherwise, Colby's just going to be on him like glue, and it's going to be a tough night for him. What else we got here? Yeah, also RDA, I don't think he's looked great since moving up, but he hasn't had the tough of tests. So his last fight, that win over Lawler, whilst being a good win, Lawler ain't the same guy he was 3 or 4 years ago. And Colby's coming off that win against Meyer. Not the prettiest of wins, but he dominated that fight. And I think if you watch the Kamaru fight, you can see that Damian Meyer makes guys not look so great. So, I just think, Colby's going to challenge for that belt very shortly, and I don't think RDA is going to stop him. And real shame, I love RDA and would love to see him get a title shot, but I just don't think it's going to happen. When you look at who's entering that title picture, you got Usman and Covington, both wrestlers. I think RDA will struggle against both those guys. And you got Till, who's fucking enormous. He would be way too big
for RDA to beat, I think. And it's just, yeah, that title picture's looking ugly for Rafael. So I think that's that. So pretty confident in that bet. I put, what do we got there? 5 units on Colby Covington to win against Rafael dos Anjos. Yeah, should also be an entertaining fight week with Colby around talking his shit, and yeah, expect him to have some choice words for Tyron Woodley once he wins that fight. Next fight, main event, Robert Whittaker versus Yoel. Just watched the first fight again. Obviously, something happened to Whittaker's knee in that fight, and he still won. And revisiting that, man, Whittaker is he's so smart, he's so fast. His takedown defense is crazy good. And I expect the fight to look similar. Whittaker gets in and out. He didn't fuck around in the pocket too much. He'll get in, land his strikes, get the fuck out. And just, yeah, he kept Yoel at bay and like evaded. He was real smart about evading that danger that Yoel presents, like his explosiveness, and he was hardly ever there for Yoel to get his hands on. When he did land on him, Whittaker's chin held up. He defended all the wrestling really well. And if Whittaker's at full health this time, which I expect he should be, given the layoff, he had the surgery. Important to remember too that Whittaker's still a really young fighter, and I think he's probably still improving. Like, he keeps looking better each time he comes out. So I wouldn't be surprised if this time Whittaker gets a finish. Obviously, Yoel ain't easy to get out of there, but I think as the rounds go by, I think it will go into the late rounds. But I think as Yoel tires, and if Whittaker has full use of his movement this time, I think he's gonna be all over Yoel and may get the finish. Quite possibly a decision again, but really confident in this one. I was tossing up whether to go to bet on this or to bet on the home fight, but I went with the Whittaker fight and put 4 units on Bobby Knuckles, and be great to see the Kiwi-born fella retain his title. So yeah, that's all the bets I got at the moment. I may look at some parlays and props later in the week, but I haven't really thought about those yet. But all the bets will be in the description for the video, so if I make new ones, they'll be updated. So maybe come back if you're tailing me and have a look just before fight day or during the week some point. I will have those updated. Props don't usually come out on the sites I bet on until like just the day before the fight, so a bit of a pain in the ass, but whatever. Someone asked me the other week about my fight to watch and fighter to watch, so I'm going to add that to the picks videos from now on. Fight to watch, this card's kind of surprising. Like, there's not that much in the prelims to get real excited about usually, and we've seen that in the last few cards. There's be some prospects or guys are super interested in the prelims, and or some sort of sleeper fight that isn't really being that may be going under the radar a little bit, but not so much in this fight. There's interest, like Benavidez versus Pettis is interesting, but then how interesting is that division with DJ on top? And Benavidez wins, and he's lost to DJ twice, I think. And if Pettis wins, I don't fancy Pettis versus DJ, so not too much in terms of like title implications to be excited about there. Lamas versus Bektik could be an exciting fight, but we'll see. So for my fight to watch, I've just gone for the one which I think is most interesting for a division and the title in that division. That's
RDA Covington fight. I think, like I said, obviously I think Covington gets it, but the winner of this fight obviously gets the interim title and the next shot at Woodley. So they need some movement in that division. I think a lot of people would like to see a new champion, even if it is Colby Covington. And I wouldn't be surprised if Colby goes on to win that belt following this. And yeah, and then we'll see what happens from there. It could get really interesting with Till, Usman. Who else in the picture there? Escapes me at the moment. But yeah, so that's my fight to watch. RDA versus Covington. Pretty exciting one there. And then fighter to watch, I couldn't just pick one because all the ones I was looking at kind of fighter to watch for the same reason. It's the two heavyweights, Curtis Blades and Tuivasa. As everyone knows, heavyweight's pretty thin. Both these guys Blades fought Hunt last, so Overeem isn't a massive step up. He's starting to fight the top guys, but I think a win over Overeem really gets his name in that discussion, especially considering he had that fight stopped against Ngannou where he was still in it. So yeah, Blades could emerge a contender, and big step up for Tuivasa though. Fighting Arlovski, super experienced guy. I think if he gets Arlovski out there, then his future matchup's going to be quite interesting. And yeah, I guess with Overeem and Arlovski, I'm not talking about them, but losses here, and those guys aren't far off retirement. So that's my fighters to watch and fight to watch. I said I need to make a correction because I said earlier in the week said I saw that a lot of people were betting Holly Holm, and I was surprised because Holly Holm has a terrible habit of losing close fights. So I did also state that I need to go watch Megan Anderson fight because I couldn't really recall her fights, and I did, and it was immediately apparent why people are betting Holly Holm in this fight. Megan Anderson, really big. She looks like she's got some power, but her striking is slow, like super slow. I haven't really seen, we haven't seen many fights at 145, but I guess in regards to what we watch, that's like women's heavyweight. I know it's not called that, but it is the biggest of the women. And Megan Anderson kind of like moves like a heavyweight, whereas Holly Holm, she's fast, gets in and out. Megan Anderson is there for the hitting. In the Charmaine Tweet fight, Charmaine Tweet landed some shots on her. I think even hurt her at one point, and yeah, Charmaine Tweet ain't no Holly Holm. I think Holly Holm should be able to win this fight very easily by moving in and out, using movement, precision striking. I just think she should have it all over Megan Anderson. I was actually quite surprised because there's been a lot of talk of Megan Anderson coming up, and I guess that's due to a lack of fighters at this weight because she does not look like a high-level athlete. She doesn't move very well. She's very slow and plodding, and I think Holly Holm should pick her apart. So I'm gonna I might look at Holm in some parlays, or maybe even another straight pick. We'll see, but I think I got good value out the card with my 4 straight picks already. Got the 2 underdogs on there, slight underdogs, so she'll get some good money back if all those straight picks come in, which I'm pretty confident in. And we'll see how we go there. Just looking at the card, seeing if there's anything else to talk about. Not too much really. I think Esparza is got a tough fight with Gedalia. Gedalia will be too strong for her wrestling, so I think Gedalia gets that easy. yeah, not too much else to talk about, I don't think. I'm not going to talk about CM Punk. Just looking forward to him fucking off. I watched that bare knuckle FC the other day and was pleasantly surprised with. I know. I guess I was expecting something that looked more like that. What's that Barstool Sports event where they have those amateurs fight each other? Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be so well run, and for the fights were competitive as well. So the pace of the event was really good. Like fight finishes, and it seemed like the next fighters are marching out. I'm a cigarette smoker, so that's kind of annoying for me because I want to go have a durry in between fights. But yeah, surprisingly good event. And then, so a fight I really, really don't like, Beck Rawlins, mainly because of how she conducted herself in the Tough House and then following it, like trying to bully other women on Twitter and shit with her stupid friend Angela Magana. But I have to admit, she was fucking impressive in that fight. Her opponent looked like she could box well. Rawlins came out, used good defense, and then yeah, put it on her, and yeah, she looked really good. And other interesting news, I'm sure lots of people have seen it, but Donnie Aaron, the coach and husband of UFC fighter Andrea Lee, it was, I don't know how the photos came to air, but people saw photos and he has Nazi tattoos on his arms and shit. Funny because when we saw Andrea Lee fight the other week, I was with a friend and she was wearing that hat, and I was like, oh, like just jokingly, I was like, she looks like a racist. And then this news comes out about her husband. He issues an apology, and in the same apology says that like getting the tattoos removed, lasered or covered isn't an option for him, which I find really fucking odd because I don't know, it's, if you had that shit on you and you no longer believed in it, then it's so simple to go down to a tattoo shop and just get it blacked over or something. Like, I don't have no Nazi tattoos, but I got like the shit blacked over. I got that done for free, and I mean, like, I think he owns a gym, or at least coaches at a gym. Surely he could swap some PT sessions for some like cover-up tattoos or something, but he says he's not going to get them removed or covered, which, I don't know, comes off a bit unrepentant while he's trying to apologize for it. And then, of course, Andrea Lee comes out with the classic fucking racist excuse, and she says, we've got a black guy and we've got an Asian guy in our gym. How could we be racist? Shocking, really. Just, that's insane. So, don't know what's up with those people. But people who are saying it's not a big deal, or, you know, people are overly sensitive. I feel like Nazism was a big deal, and for people to bear the symbols on their skin is kind of like really fucked up. So, yeah, very, very strange shit. Other stuff going on during the week. Stephen Thompson, again, finding himself in a position where he has lost another close decision, and he is bemoaning the decision, saying, oh, if this was in Carolina, I would have won. And like, I like Stephen Thompson and he seems like a super nice dude, but at what point is he just gonna be like, well, so in that fight, you know, he had no moments. He didn't have big moments. Darren Till had the big moments, and you could score it whatever way you want, but I don't think Thompson is in a place to be able to complain about the outcome, because at the end of the day, he was in there, he let it go to judges, and he didn't do much. So, yeah, I'm just wondering at what point he is gonna publicly not bemoan these decisions, because I feel like it's on him. He's the guy in the fight. he may need to take more risks if he wants more conclusive decisions, but that's not the way he fights, and I think that's a disadvantage of the way he fights. And so yeah, interesting to see him going down that road again. And but yeah, never mind. So yeah, that's all the picks done for this week. Appreciate you watching and liking and subscribing. Things going really well. I'm about to hit that threshold for monetization again. So as soon as I'm doing that, then I can really look at investing in this and improving the quality and making this kind of legit. That's what I want to do eventually. Get a set, and I think I've talked about it a bunch, so I won't wank on about it again. But good luck to everyone with their tips. Enjoying talking to everyone about their tips and getting your tips and exchanging them. That's very cool. So yeah, won't be another video, I doubt, until I guess I got a week, so I could make another one, but I have to find something to talk about. But if not, I'll be back with my wrap up following UFC 225, and hopefully I've swept all my bets again, but we'll see what happens. Good luck to you.